Okay, so I got this antique camelback sea chest from an auction for $17. It's got a lot of paint and stuff on it that I really don't like. I've washed it off the best I can, and this is what it looks like after it's been washed. I'm going to take some Easy Off, and we're going to spray it on there. We're going to let it sit a while, and then we'll scrub it down, and we'll show you what it looks like. I kind of came upon this by accident. I had some kayaks that we had bought, and someone had painted them, and they looked horrible. And I tried everything that I had at the house to clean it off. There was nothing that I was finding. My last resort was oven cleaner. So I had put it on there, which it took a couple of times of putting it on there to get all of it off, but it got absolutely all the paint off. If you notice, as it's sitting on there, it kind of turns this cream color paint a little more yellow. But after I let it sit for a while, I'll take and I'll scrub it, and then we'll spray it down with water, and then we'll probably have to come back a second time and do it again. Okay, now we're gonna let that sit, and we'll see you in a little bit. Okay, so we're back, and we've let this sit about 20 minutes or so. And I'm just taking a brush that I got from the dollar store for $1. And we're going to take and we're going to brush this down. See how it's just like bringing that all off? This stuff, I hate to know what all's in it because it eats it off like none other. And I would not recommend touching this with your hands because it will leave chemical burns on your hands. That's why I'm using a long brush. And then after we get this all brushed down, we'll go ahead and spray it, and then we'll reapply some more oven cleaner as needed. I have tried the generic oven cleaner on some of my other stuff. It does all right, but it's just not quite as good as what the Easy Off is. I know there's a lot of stuff that your generics are just as good as what your name brands are, but in this case, for this sort of thing, I recommend sticking with the Easy Off. It's the heavy duty formula. And you want to always make sure and do it outside so it's well ventilated. Because if you do it in an enclosed area, it can take your breath. Now we're going to spray it with some water and see what it looks like. Okay, there we go. We're going to let that dry just a little bit. Let most of that drain off of there. And then we'll come back and we'll give it another spray. Okay, we're back. Now we're ready for our second coat. We've got most of it taken off. But I want to get the rest of that down in those grooves all off as much as I can. So we'll spray it again. We'll let it sit for a while, and then we'll go through and we'll scrub it down again. And that should take the rest of it off. And I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with it once I get it completely down. I really haven't decided quite yet. I do know that I want to keep the wood natural, but I don't know if there's a way that I can do a little bit of embossing, color on the embossing to make that kind of pop a little more, being that it does have rust on it, to try to kind of cover some of that up. But I'm going to have to do a little research and see maybe if someone else has done something similar to what I'm thinking I want done. But I still think that it's a whole lot better than having all that paint on there. I don't like the paint. Okay. And now we will wait, and we'll come back whenever we're ready to scrub it off. Okay, and we're back. We're ready to scrub this down this last time, and we'll see what it looks like. That had a little bit of chunk on it. Other than that, look, it's come out relatively easy. Most of this I'm not having to put a whole lot of pressure on it at all. Okay, and now we'll spray it off and see what she looks like. And that's what we have. There's a few spots that can use a little more, but I'm out of oven cleaner, so we'll call it quits for today, and we'll see you next time.